Hi my lovely people, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, a warm welcome to you. I hope you take a second to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, that red button right there, click that, and that notification bell right next to it for all notifications so that you will never miss one of my videos. Subscribing is no longer enough. YouTube does not take it as an indication that you want to see my videos. You have to ring the notification bell and also check your notification status to make sure you are set up to receive notifications from my channel. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I post a lot of awesome videos and pictures of my beautiful fragrances, new fragrances I buy, and announcements. I make announcements on Instagram as well. So be sure to follow me on Instagram. So today I'm here with the most beautiful, strong, niche floral fragrances for winter. These are floral fragrances that are not too shy, you guys. These are super strong and therefore can stand up to the winter weather, can perform super well in winter cold weather. They cut through that winter coldness and they perform super well. They are beast mode. They are not shy, like I said. They are perfect for the cold winter weather. So if you want to see what they are and my thoughts on them, just keep watching. So we all love floral fragrances, but most of the floral fragrances, when you think of floral fragrances, you think of summer, right? You think of spring and summer. That's usually when you wear majority of the floral fragrances. But these ones that I'm going to talk to you about today, the niche floral fragrances that I'm going to show and share with you guys today, they are floral fragrances that are made for winter weather. These should in fact, only be worn in the cold months, especially in the winter. The niche fragrance house that makes the most amazing floral fragrances that are beast mode that can be worn in cold months is Amouage. Amouage makes some strong floral fragrances that perform super well in winter cold weather. And in fact, whenever I think about what floral fragrances I want to wear in the winter, or whenever I think about, oh, a floral fragrance for cold weather, this first one I'm going to show you, that's the one that comes to my mind always. This is none other than Amouage Lilac Love. This fragrance is beast mode. This performs so well, so super well, and you guys, it smells divine. Oh wow, this is such a pretty super floral fragrance. This fragrance is all about gorgeous, powdery, pretty florals, yet it is super beast mode. So this fragrance has a lot of blue purple powdery floral notes, including obviously lilac, that's in the name. This has a very big massive dose of vanilla, a vanilla accord in this fragrance. There is cacao powder in this fragrance that adds this beautiful dimension layer to this fragrance. There's something very fresh about this fragrance. There are gorgeous woody notes in here, and it has some white florals as well, and it's powdery, obviously, from the blue purple florals. This opens with the most beautiful bouquet of florals, including some beautiful blue purple powdery florals like lilac, that's in the name obviously, and heliotrope. There's gardenia in here, there's jasmine, there's peony and rose. Such delicate, gorgeous florals, you guys. It's such a beautiful, almost kind of ethereal, goddess-like floral opening that this has. very sophisticated smelling. This fragrance smells very sophisticated. And in the middle you get that cacao, the cacao pod, like the cacao powder, and then orris and tonka bean. And that tonka bean with the vanilla in the base adds this big, massive vanilla core to the fragrance, because tonka bean smells like a deeper version of vanilla. As you guys know, orris is another powdery fragrance note, adding to the powderiness of this lovely fragrance. You know, I just really think that cacao powder adds this gorgeous dimension to this fragrance, adding a little bit of hint of chocolate, but not exactly chocolate, but with a little bit of powderiness, you know. And then in the base you get that beautiful vanilla and creamy sensual sandalwood and a little hint of patchouli. Patchouli is not very dominant. You cannot smell the patchouli strongly at all. It only adds a slight hint of earthiness to this fragrance. This is such a beast mode fragrance, you guys. The moment you spray it on, you know, people can smell you. This has like a big range, like I would say about 3-4 feet kind of projection. This is a good fragrance with performance. Performs amazing, lasts for like 12 hours really. I mean, on your clothes it'll last and last and last, and even on my skin nearing like 12-hour mark. It performs so well. My husband loves this fragrance. It smells very pretty. It smells like a pretty woman, you know. And I hear that this was the signature fragrance of Oprah Winfrey. I heard it somewhere and I cannot remember where I heard it from. I don't know if it's true. Just in case you're interested, I thought that was an interesting tidbit. This is Amouage Lilac Love. Next I have another super beast mode floral. It's actually a boozy floral that's super beast mode. This fragrance should not be worn in warm weather. I made that mistake once. Once I made that mistake, and I never made that mistake again, because it will choke you if you wear this in warm weather. I mean, I thought, well, it's a floral, let me wear it in, you know, summertime. And I was also I kind of knew it was a beast mode floral that I probably shouldn't wear in the summer, but I had just bought it and I was desperate to wear it because it was so beautiful. But boy, you guys, it's super pretty, but it will choke you if you wear it in the warm months, I'm telling you. And you will freak some people out around you too, because it's super beast mode, but it's so pretty to wear in cold weather. This is none other than Amouage Blossom Love. By the way, don't you guys love these Amouage bottles? My god, I am so in love with them. I just love the little jewel on top and the magnetic strong cap. Love them. This one, I'm not even spraying this one, you guys. This is super strong. I can smell it over here. This is hands down one of the most beautiful, drop dead gorgeous floral fragrances I have ever smelled in my life. Yes, it's a big statement. You need this in your collection. I will say some people might not like such a strong floral. I don't know, I can't imagine who wouldn't like this fragrance, but there's always going to be someone who doesn't like a certain fragrance, no matter how beautiful it is or how perfect it is, you know what I mean? It all depends on the individual, their preferences. But this, you guys, it's one of the most beautiful woo floral fragrances ever. You guys, this fragrance is so special in my opinion, because it's the most beautiful floral fragrance, but boozy floral fragrance. You don't really get that many boozy floral fragrances like this one. This is quite unique. I can honestly say I don't have anything like this, anything else like this in my collection. It is such a special fragrance. It is so amazing. It's such a unique composition. And you guys, what makes this fragrance so special is that amaretto note in here, the booze note, with those stunning florals. It has some of my most favorite florals in here. It has a massive dose of vanilla as well. It's a little bit sweet. It's ambery, it's powdery, it's a little bit fresh yet. It has that floral freshness, but it is definitely a winter fragrance because it's very, very dense, very, very strong, very beast mode. So this has a very powdery, fresh opening with that gorgeous blue purple floral heliotrope and bergamot. And then in the middle you get that gorgeous booze note, amaretto, so divine in this composition, with ylang ylang, rose, and cherry blossom. It is so beautiful, those florals, that ylang ylang with the rose and the cherry blossom, so pretty, with that strong amaretto. It really elevates those floral notes, and you can smell that powderiness from the heliotrope as well. Even though that booze note is quite strong in here, you can smell the beautiful florals. And you guys, what makes this even stronger is that there is suede in the base of this fragrance with that leather accord. Oh, you guys know what leather or suede, that sort of note, does to fragrances. It gives it this sort of luxurious touch, expensive smell. At the same time, leather usually makes fragrances super strong, super long lasting, beast mode fragrances. This has tonka bean and vanilla in the base, giving it a massive vanilla accord. And then of course there's that very strong dose of amber, which is super lovely with the rest of the fragrance notes. This is Amouage Blossom Love. The next one is also an Amouage, you guys, because Amouage has so many strong floral fragrances that can be worn in cold weather. This one is Amouage Love Tuberose. This one is a gorgeous, gorgeous, creamy white floral fragrance. But again, it performs so well and it's so appropriate for winter weather. This one you can pull off throughout the year if you want to, but I still think, you know, the main floral being tuberose, the gourmand notes in here, the soft gourmand notes, all together, I really think it's more appropriate for colder weather. It's sort of like winter through end of spring, but this is definitely a floral fragrance that can be worn in the winter months and cold weather period. It's very much a white floral, which is sweet and has that lactonic accord vibe from the whipped cream note in here. Massive dose of vanilla again in here as well. This opens with gorgeous white florals, tuberose obviously being the number one. That's what you smell the most. There's gardenia and jasmine, so it's a very beautiful bouquet of florals in the opening, white florals. And then this has that whipped cream note in the middle with a huge, massive dose of vanilla. So it's very much a creamy, lactonic, white floral and sweet from vanilla. And then that sensual sandalwood, which is an amazing woody note for the sort of fragrance. And then there's, I believe, cedar as well, so it's quite woody as well. This performs amazing, just like the other Amouage fragrances that I just talked about. This may not be as beast mode as let's say Blossom Love or even Lilac Love, but it's still a fragrance that performs amazingly well. And if you are a bride and you're getting married in winter, this is the fragrance for you. This one is Amouage Love Tuberose. Next, I have another fragrance, again from Amouage, because I'm telling you, Amouage makes the best florals for colder months. I have so many of them, and this is the last one I'm going to talk about in this video. But this one is also a super beast mode floral fragrance with notes that are perfect for colder months. This one is something that when I first bought it, I thought, oh, this is good for spring and maybe even like towards the summer. No. This really is a fragrance, floral fragrance for winter and yes, spring, but but I wouldn't say summer so much. I mean, you guys, you can wear anything in warmer months. It's just that you're gonna choke some people out, that's all. I mean, it's not like there's a law against wearing these in warmer months. I'm just saying what's most appropriate for colder months. This one is none other than Amouage Portrayal Woman. This one is a gorgeous white floral with very interesting balsamic and conifer notes in here that makes it so appropriate for winter months, for cold weather. Ooh, super strong fragrance. I will start by saying that this is a fragrance that's kind of polarizing. Either you absolutely love it or you don't like it. It is it's got some interesting notes. I'll get to that here in a minute. Some very interesting balsamic and conifer notes on top of those gorgeous white florals. So this is mainly a jasmine fragrance, but it's not your typical, you know, very mild jasmine, la-di-da, summertime type jasmine. It is not. This one, she is strong. She is not something to be played with because it's a very strong fragrance and it is not your typical average run-of-the-mill jasmine fragrance. It's not. It is definitely a super unique white floral fragrance, especially a super unique jasmine fragrance. Like I said, this is mainly a white floral fragrance with a lot of aromatic, balsamic and conifer notes that are super interesting. This also has tobacco, you guys. I told you this is not your typical average jasmine fragrance. So this opens with a massive dose of jasmine. It's all jasmine in the opening. I believe there are some other white florals in here that they have not revealed. And in the middle, you get that tobacco and vanilla. That tobacco adds this sort of what can I say, kind of a sharpness to this fragrance, but it's not off-putting. You know, it's not like that strong masculine tobacco that you get from some of the fragrances, most of the fragrances that have tobacco. No, this is well blended. It only adds this sort of underlying sharpness to this fragrance, and no, it doesn't necessarily make this smell masculine at all. In the base, you get that balsamic note, Elemi. Elemi has a very unique scent that is hard to describe. It's a balsam note. You know, balsamic notes are, it's hard to kind of describe what each of them smell like. Balsamic notes like myrrh smell a certain way, but then other balsam notes like Elemi, they smell a whole nother way. Elemi is kind of a piney balsam note that gives this fragrance a little bit of a conifer edge too. You know, conifer is what you describe piney evergreen kind of notes, or I guess conifer is the accord that you get from piney evergreen type notes, if that makes sense. So yeah, so this is balsamic and sort of conifer from that Elemi, and I feel like there are other either conifer or balsam notes in here that they haven't revealed, or it might just be Elemi that's doing all of this. So yeah, Elemi also has a little bit of a citrus smelling edge to it as well. So it's kind of like a piney, citrusy smelling balsam note, if that makes sense. So you can imagine, like imagine a big dose of, like a big bouquet of jasmine with an edge, you know, with a little hint of balsam, conifer from that Elemi, and a little hint of tobacco that's faintly there, giving it a sharpness, if that makes sense. This is a beautiful fragrance. It's very unique. Again, super unique. I have nothing like this in my collection. Great for winter time. This is an amazing floral fragrance, especially a white floral fragrance for winter, because of those balsam, resin and, you know, conifer smelling notes in here. This is Amouage Portrayal Woman. Next, I have one of my most favorite dark, vampy, fragrance, floral fragrance for winter time. This is one of my go-to favorite fragrances for winter. It's a very dark, sort of femme fatale, black widow, vampy type of dark rose fragrance. You guys know what I'm talking about. This one is Maison Franciscaine Oud Satin Mood Extrait de Parfum. This one is a rose fragrance. It's a very dark, very vampy rose fragrance. It smells so divine. This has a huge dose of vanilla in here. Every time you combine vanilla and rose, you guys, it is a match made in heaven. This has that violet in there that adds this sort of soft, powdery, sophisticated edge to this fragrance. But it's mainly a vanilla, rose, oud fragrance. There's that violet powderiness in here as well. This has got a massive dose of amber. It's got some beautiful spices. So this has damask rose, Turkish rose, and geranium for florals with violet as well. So those damask and Turkish rose, they smell amazing. Geranium is usually a complement to any rose note that really go well with rose note, and then violet adds that beautiful sort of powdery, sophisticated edge to this fragrance. And this has a massive dose of vanilla that sort of softens, adds that sweetness to this mainly dark fragrance from that dark, gorgeous oriental oud that's in here with the rose and oud kind of makes it dark, but then you add vanilla, it makes it really sweet and soft. This is a unisex fragrance, but I tell you, you guys, it smells so amazing on women. It smells very sexy on women, you know, it's very edgy. Then of course this has that massive dose of amber that adds to the sexiness of this fragrance, a little bit of resinous touch, and then it has gorgeous spices like cinnamon. There are other spices they haven't quite revealed, but mainly that cinnamon is beautiful. Ceylon cinnamon actually, which is the highest quality of cinnamon there is. This one again is a very mysterious, dark, sexy winter floral fragrances that is one of my go-to in wintertime. I love to wear this on special occasions in the winter, usually at nighttime. By the way, you guys, if you want to buy expensive Maison Franciscaine MFK fragrances like Oud Satin Mood, you should buy it on Twisted Lily because you can get a 10% off your purchase. It's hard to find Maison Franciscaine fragrances discounted anywhere. If you find them cheap on eBay, it's definitely a knockoff, you guys. It's not going to be authentic. I mean, other than that, if you want to buy the authentic MFK fragrances, it's next to impossible to find discounts on it. Even on discount websites, even if they're available, they're not really discounted. Usually on discounted websites, they tend to be more expensive than the original price, which I don't understand, but that's what it is. Must have something to do with supply chain. I have no idea. But if you want 10% off, which is the best discount you can get for this, I have a discount code for you down in the description box to buy it on Twisted Lily. You can buy any Maison Franciscaine fragrance and other niche fragrances on Twisted Lily. They have an amazing collection. Yeah, this is Oud Satin Mood Extrait de Parfum by MFK. When you talk about winter florals, you have to talk about this fragrance because this is the most beast mode, punch you in the face, kind of sharp, gorgeous rose fragrance there is. This one is Atomic Rose by Initio Parfums. You guys, oh my god, this one is a beast mode. You do not want to wear this fragrance any other time but winter and maybe spring, but that's it, because it is very sharp, very beast mode. It will choke people if you wear it in warm weather. Don't ever do that. I start wearing this toward the end of fall, beginning of winter, throughout winter into spring, but mainly in the winter months. This is a gorgeous rose fragrance, you guys. Most of you know this. This smells a lot like Parfums de Marly Delina, the original on steroids. If you can imagine that fragrance on steroids, that's what this smells like if you want a reference. But I wouldn't say that they're dupes by any means. It's just the same vibe. So don't think that, you know, they smell exactly the same. They do not. And you can justify having both of them in your fragrance collection. If you ask me, there are quite a bit of differences in this fragrance from Delina as well. So yeah, it's mainly a rose fragrance with some fruity notes. There's a big dose of vanilla. There's a hint of green in there. There's a freshness about this fragrance as well. There are some citruses. There's a good dose of amber in here as well. It's slightly powdery. So it opens with Hedion, pink pepper, and bergamot. Pink pepper is one of my favorite soft spices in the opening of fragrances. It's very sparkly, bubbly kind of soft spice note that works so well with other fresh opening notes like bergamot and, you know, citrus white florals and florals like Hedion. And then you get Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, both. Bulgarian rose is the most expensive rose oil. Then there's Turkish rose, which is also gorgeous rose. And there's Egyptian jasmine in this fragrance as well. And in the base you get a massive dose of vanilla and amber. It is quite a beautiful, unique, strong rose fragrance with a sharp edge to it. There's something green in here that they have not revealed. Something, I wouldn't say sour quite, but rather kind of green in here. I'm trying to put my finger on it. What might be that green note? I'm wondering if it's petitgrain. No, it's not petitgrain, because you can smell petitgrain very easily, and I don't smell that in here. There is some kind of green note in here, and then there are some spice notes, that other soft spices other than pink pepper that are in here that I can't quite put my finger on. Yeah, it is a gorgeous atomic floral for winter only, in my opinion, and maybe spring. This one is Atomic Rose by Initio Parfums. Next I have a Super Beast Mode. Beast Mode, gorgeous white floral woody fragrance in my hands by Bond Number 9. When I first got this, for the longest time I thought, well, this is best for spring. But you know what, you guys, after wearing this for a while, I've realized what a beast mode fragrance this is. This can actually be worn in winter. This is quite strong, quite beast mode, to the point that it can stand up to the winter weather, and no winter does not swallow this one up. This is beast mode, one of the most beast mode white florals ever. This one is none other than Bond Number 9 Chinatown. I love this fragrance so much. It smells so divine, so divine. It's a white floral fragrance, but mainly a tuberose fragrance. Oh, smells so good. It's a beautiful woody white floral fragrance, you guys, that smells absolutely divine. It's got a big dose of vanilla, and it's quite an aromatic fragrance. It's a little bit animalic from all those white florals in here. It's beast mode, like I said. I remember when I received this fragrance for the first time, I was testing it, and I was sitting down with my computer, and it got on my computer a little bit, and I didn't remember or realize that it did. And the next day I was working on the computer, and I could still smell it. I was like, where is that divine smell coming from? Did I spray a different fragrance today that I don't remember? And I like sniffed everywhere, and then realized it's the computer, and I remembered it's Chinatown, because I was testing it with the computer on my lap. Wow, it's beast mode. So this opens with peach blossom and bergamot, and it has the most beautiful bouquet of florals in the middle, you guys, including a huge dose of tuberose. And there's gardenia, peony, and orange blossom. I think the gardenia, peony, and orange blossom so good in here with tuberose. It smells so divine. Such a beautiful fragrance, you guys. And in the base you get a little bit of cardamom with a spicy hint, but you cannot smell the cardamom very sharply at all. In fact, you barely even smell it. You only smell a little bit of warmth from that cardamom, but not really that sharp cardamom, you know. you can't pick it out. Usually you get cardamom in the opening of fragrances and you can smell, oh, that's cardamom. You can't tell in this one. It's just very well blended into the composition. There's a very creamy, smooth sandalwood note in the base as well. There's patchouli. There is, I think, cedar in here as well. And then there's guaiac wood, which is another beautiful woody note. So there's quite a few woody notes in here that really complement those white florals really, really well. I've noticed that woody notes go really well with white florals, like the white florals in here. Beast mode. This would last like 12 hours, you guys. It is a very long lasting fragrance. Projection is amazing. It'll project feet away from your body, and the sillage, everything. I mean, basically, I'm not going to say it for every fragrance that I talk about here, but you can just assume all the ones that I am talking about in this video, they have amazing performance. Great projection, great sillage, longevity, amazing. This is Bond number 9, Chinatown. Another floral fragrance that can stand up to the winter weather is in my hands. This is one of my go-to floral fragrances in winter months and beginning of spring. This is none other than Parfums de Delina Exclusif. To me, Delina, the original, is a spring fragrance, whereas Exclusif is a winter fragrance because this one is thicker, denser, and more oriental. Again, like denser than Delina, the original. Smells so good. You guys know this is a gorgeous rose fragrance. It's very fruity. It's got, you know, some woody notes. There's oud in here. There's, you know, incense with a little bit of smokiness. And yet there's a freshness about this fragrance with all that smokiness and the darkness of the oud, and it has a big dose of vanilla, and there is a lot of amber in here as well, which again adds to gorgeous sexiness of this fragrance. So it opens with a gorgeous juicy fruity note that is a signature throughout all the Delinas. All 3 Delinas have it. You know the one I'm talking about, lychee. Lychee is in this fragrance. It's a very juicy, sort of tiny bit exotic, kind of tropical smelling fruity note, which is amazing with the rose in here. There's a juicy pear note that's also super feminine in the opening with bergamot, and then in the middle you get that gorgeous Turkish rose with that very clean oud, adding the darkness to this fragrance. And there's incense in here, adding a little bit of smokiness to this fragrance, and intensifying that oriental vibes from the oud, you know what I mean, which is what makes this very appropriate for winter. This is a floral fragrance, but those dark, smoky, oriental sort of fragrance notes make it very appropriate for winter months. This has a lot more woody notes than oud, and then there's a massive dose of vanilla and massive dose of amber in the base, which again add to that sexy darkness of this fragrance. I think Exclusif is amazing for winter. It's a gorgeous rose fragrance for colder months. Performance is amazing, good sillage, good projection, good lasting power. This is Parfums de Delina Exclusif. Next, I have another stunning white floral fragrance in my hands that is super beast mode. It's a beautiful woody white floral fragrance. Once I broke this fragrance, the first bottle I got, I broke it accidentally and it spilled on my bedroom floor. You guys, for months, not weeks, for months, my entire bedroom smelled like this fragrance. You guys know the story. If you are one of my regulars, you know the story and you know what perfume I'm talking about. This one is Roja Parfums Danger Parfum. Oh my goodness. I mean, first of all, you guys, if you haven't seen Roja Parfums bottles, like, look at how stunning that is. This is so gorgeous. The cap. This one is a beast mode white floral fragrance, you guys. I will tell you what makes this beast mode. There are some fragrance notes in here hiding away that makes this the beast mode fragrance that it is. Yeah, like I said, this is a super like steroid kind of white floral fragrance with some strong fragrance notes that makes it beast mode. It's very woody. By the way, it also has some amazing yellow florals in here as well, some spices, some blue purple florals in here as well, making it powdery. There's a hint of leather. I'll get that to that in a minute. So you guys, this has a very citrus opening with every citrus under the sun: mandarin orange, lemon, bergamot, I think even lemon verbena, which is another you know, lemon smelling fragrance note. You guys, in the middle you get the most beautiful bouquet of florals in this fragrance. You get gardenia, you get jasmine, you get ylang ylang, you get violet, and you get rose. It's a beautiful bouquet of florals with that juicy peach note in here, adding a little bit of a feminine touch. So you guys, you have the most amazing base in this fragrance. If you ask me, you have vanilla and tonka bean, which gives it a massive vanilla accord. This has galbanum. There is rhubarb in the base, which adds a little hint of green. There's leather in this fragrance. Like I said, leather, that's what makes this fragrance beast mode. I'm telling you, it's that leather in the base that gives it that leather accord, which makes any fragrance super like strong and long lasting and sophisticated. It smells expensive when you add leather, but the leather is blended so well into the fragrance composition, you can almost you can't almost tell there's leather. You can't pick it out, you know. There's vetiver, there's cedar, there is sandalwood, there is ambergris in this fragrance, there's musk, I believe, and there's cumin, there's clove. I mean, it has the most complex base, this fragrance, and it just really kind of elevate those florals and make this a cold weather floral fragrance. Super beast mode with that leather in the base and all the spices, and you know, and I think there's patchouli also in here. All those base notes make it really, really strong with those gorgeous white and other gorgeous florals. This is Roja Parfums Danger Parfum. Next, I have a gorgeous white floral fragrance. That smells so yummy because there are some gourmand notes in here that makes it delicious and also makes it super strong and something that you can wear in colder months. I saw this mainly as a transitional fragrance when I first bought it, but having worn it several times, you know, during transitional times of the year, meaning going from summer to winter, I've realized that this is quite strong and you can wear this in the winter months. This one is from a very unique, very sort of cutting edge, super niche fragrance house, let's just put it that way. This one is Fugazzi Amalia Gourmand. You guys, ooh, you should check out my New York vlog, my New York City vlog. When I went there for my birthday, I went into the Fugazzi boutique and I picked out fragrances, and no matter what I smelled, this was the one I gravitated the most towards. Do you see the juice color, you guys? I mean, this is red. It's like totally red. This smells mainly like jasmine. It's a jasmine fragrance, but it's not your typical jasmine because this has some very sweet gourmand notes in here. I'll reveal in a minute. So it's a very much a white floral sweet fragrance. It's quite creamy, milky, or lactonic, I should say, and it's a little bit powdery. It has a massive dose of vanilla as well, and a little bit of like a carameliness about it. It has a massive dose of jasmine, you guys. It's like the biggest massive jasmine note ever. It smells very much like jasmine, and this has a big huge dose of vanilla in the middle, and this has dulce de leche in the base, which gives it that lactonic milky vibes. Beautiful in this fragrance. And this has cane sugar, you guys, which makes it super sweet. So divine, this fragrance. It's such a beautiful unique floral fragrance for colder months. It is a fragrance you can wear if you want throughout the year, but I'm telling you, it performs so well in the colder months, in the winter time. It is a gourmand technically also. It's a floral gourmand, you know, floral fragrance that has some gourmand notes. It's such a unique, one of my most unique fragrances in my collection. If you have this or if you buy this, don't directly spray it on your white clothes because it'll stain it. It's going to be red like the juice colors shown here. Make sure to spray it on the inside of your clothes or on your skin, and make sure it doesn't get on your shirt or your dress. This is Amalia, a Gourmand by Fugazzi. So that's it, you guys. Those are my top 10 floral niche fragrances that I like to reach for in the cold months, especially winter weather. When it's super cold and icy and snowy, these are the floral fragrances that actually can cut through the winter weather and perform super well. They are super beast mode. You can smell them even in the winter strongly, and they, you know, again, they perform better in winter than they do in summer time. In the hot weather, they kind of go they kind of fizz out and flatten out in the summer, and they choke people, you know, when you first spray it for the first, you know, several hours. It's too strong, and they kind of boil and like kind of it does this weird thing when you wear beast mode fragrances in hot weather. They kind of like go sour, they boil, kind of does this weird thing on your skin. Yeah, so you want to wear these in the winter months when it's super cold. They are made to withstand the cold weather and perform super well even in dead of winter. I love them. They are my go-to floral fragrances in the winter colder months. And I'm going to be doing my designer version of this video next. Obviously, maybe not the very next video, but it's coming, the designer edition of this beast mode floral fragrances for winter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell next to it for all notifications so that you will not miss any of my videos. Subscribing is no longer enough, you guys. They don't let you know that I am uploading even if you're subscribed. If you don't ring that notification bell. Also, head on over to my beauty channel, you guys, makeup and beauty channel that I just started, Cleo Beauty. I will link it down in the description box. Go on over there, subscribe to it, and show me some love, some support, because I am trying to grow that channel as well. I hope you had fun watching this video. Please let me know down in the comment section your favorite beast mode florals for winter weather. I will see you guys in my next video.